quite controversial tank this. Some people love it, some people hate it. So you can see very, very nice finish, very high quality, flawless silicone work. You know, these fish I've got a real bond with now. I've kept them for 3 years or so. One of the industry's first nano kits, in fact, so that's interesting. Hi everyone, George here, and I wanted to give you an update of the kind of office gallery. Lots of changes since I last did an update of this space. We used to call it the GFS gallery. So we've got a new addition to the family. This is Betty. Hello Betty. Good girl. She's after the microphone cable, of course. She's about 12 weeks old now, and we love her very much. And Tommy loves her too, although he was a little bit, I think, a little bit jealous at the start, but they play really well now together. So that's Betty, and we, like I said, love her very much. So let's start off with the OASE Highline 175. This is almost 3 years old now, and originally home to 10 of these fish. These are Chindongo salousi, and these were originally given to me by Kev's Riffs, who's a UK importer and breeder of African cichlids. As you can see, they've been breeding, and there's probably around 50 fish in here now, I would say, and it's clearly overstocked. You know, it's only 175 litres, which is about 46 gallons, clearly overstocked, and I'm very excited to say that I am upgrading this tank soon to an OASE Highline 300. So it's nearly twice as big in terms of volume, but it's a room divider. So it's actually going to come out of this wall here, about 4 feet long, low iron glass as well. So it's an upgrade from the float glass. So really excited to be able to give these beautiful fish a bigger home where they can thrive even more. I'll probably go for a similar layout, you know, island style, lots of Sirius stone, Anubias, might even go a little bit more complex, but let's see. So that will happen in the new year, upgrading this Highline 175 to a 300 divider. I just wanted to chat a little bit about the filtration in here. It's just got the OASE BioMaster 600 in the cabinet, which is plumbed in. So it has a drilled base, a dry weir here. And then I also have a OASE Highline 850 running on the side here, disguised by this houseplant. And that's just a running to cycle. So when I do upgrade, I'll put both filters on, the 600 and the 850, on the Highline 300, and that'll be absolutely epic filtration for these amazing fish. But there is a playlist dedicated to this aquarium. You can see exactly how I aquascaped it to begin with. I just used rocks. The plants have only been in here about a year or so. These are all Tropica, Aqua Decor, mostly Anubias. The Microsorum didn't do so well. I find Microsorum really does need CO2 injection in my water to really thrive. So let me know what you think in the comments about that. I mean, most people would suggest Java Fern is really easy, but you know, to make it look good, I think you need CO2 injection. But yeah, I just absolutely love these fish. Now, as I get more experienced in the hobby and a bit kind of wiser in general, I find that I tend to connect more closely with the living entities that I'm keeping. You know, these fish I've got a real bond with now. I've kept them for 3 years or so, nearly 3 years. And, you know, a few years ago, I may have been keen to, you know, rehome the fish, take them back to the shop or give them away, and then, you know, do a new aquascape with new fish. Yeah, I just find I want to keep them. You know, I've become attached to them, I guess. No, connected to them, not attached. That's a different story. So, yeah, a really cool system. I do big water changes on this. You can see there's obviously a lot of fish, a lot of potential fish waste. So I do big water changes on this every week, at least 75% water change, using Fritz Complete as a dechlorinator. And I also use the Fritz glass cleaner on all my tanks because it gives us really nice, it cleans them really well, but it also leaves behind a very fine kind of polish. So when you clean it next time, it's just really easy to clean. So I do recommend the Fritz products, both the Complete, which is a dechlorinator, and the glass cleaner, which you can use for acrylic as well, and it's completely non-toxic. So that's the OASE Highline 175, home to my Chindongo salousi, being upgraded soon. Let's move on over to the discus tank, shall we? Well, I'll just give you a bit of a tour of the gallery. We have had a bit of a rearrange over the last, well, during lockdown. We've kind of used the opportunity to kind of improve our working stroke living spaces. So this is my desk. I have a Mac Mini for when I'm working at home, and then I've got a MacBook for when I'm on the road. This is just a kind of third-party Samsung monitor. But yeah, I do all my editing on here. Many of you might be surprised to know I just use iMovie. Very basic editing. I'm filming this on my phone, but it all seems to work okay. That's my 100k subs from YouTube. There's my book, and there's my bookshelf here. Largely sort of nature, aquarium, kind of related books there. I've got some moss art up here. Some of you may have seen the moss art in the kitchen as well. This is really beautiful. This was actually given to us by our friends Ray and Jill from Escape Nature as a wedding present. So shout out to those guys. Yeah, so bookshelf, camera, of course, on a tripod. This is interesting. So this is the OASE ScaperLine 60. So I'm going back into the rimless scaping scene, and yeah, it's a blank slate, as you can see, completely open to ideas of what I should create in here. Let me know in the comments. I'm thinking, I did do a vlog with Ty, and we did say that I should kind of replicate a scape that I really liked from Takashi Amano. So that's one idea. Another idea is a biotope. I'm getting into my biotope aquascaping more recently. So let me know if you think I should create a biotope aquascape, and let me know what kind of habitat you'd like me to create. But yeah, open to ideas. But yeah, ScaperLine 60, this is a OASE's low iron rimless tank. Has mitered corners here. Let's get zoomed in on there for you. There we are. So you can see very nice finish, very high quality, flawless silicone work. And yeah, very grateful to work with OASE and use their amazing products. So this is going to be, I don't know, I want to go kind of back to my roots, you know, like classic nature aquarium, maybe a bit fancier than usual, because, you know, this is going to be my only kind of high energy, kind of high turnover aquarium where I'm going to be creating new aquascapes, you know, stretching my creativity, etc. So yeah, I'm excited to go rimless again, maybe have stuff coming out the top. Shout out to Weo for supplying the Weo Slim lighting as well. But I'll do a full tutorial step-by-step video when we actually get to aquascape it, of course. This is my steering wheel, which I play when I do get time, play on my Xbox, on Forza, etc. So that's good fun. This is interesting. This is the Tropica Aquacube. This was originally produced by Tropica in the early 2000s, yeah, it was sold as one of the industry's first nano kits, in fact. So that's interesting. It's actually made from crystal. So this is blown crystal from the Czech Republic. Very expensive, and I think that's one of the reasons that they stopped producing it, because it wasn't really profitable. So, but I was very fortunate to be donated this by the founder of Tropica, Holger Windelov. He gave me his Tropica Aquacube completely boxed and everything, and then I created a scape. In fact, it's the same scape that's in here now. I created that for the BBC. I was featured on one of their programs a few months ago, and this is the scape still running now, so that was exciting. Okay, moving over to the OASE Highline 400. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to turn this light off to avoid reflections, and then we can see the discus tank. So quite controversial tank this. Some people love it, some people hate it. It was fully planted and had CO2 injection. and during that period and I had soil, and during that period the discus were very, very dark. And then as an experiment, I decided to switch out the soil and the plants and just have almost just a very thin layer of sand here, switch off the CO2, and long story short, the discus are much more colourful. So whether we can attribute that more colour to the white sand, the no CO2, the no plants, whichever one of those or combination of those has improved their colour, so I'm grateful for that. I was toying with the idea of reducing the numbers of discus and putting them in the the room divider tank, but I really like this setup. I like the whole system here, and I love the discus. So I'm just going to keep them in here and enjoy them where they are for now anyway. Let me know what you think in the comments. What would you do with this scape? Would you plant it again? Do you think it's overstocked? Anyway, I'm interested to know. I've had a lot of criticism over this tank. I've had a lot of praise. It's interesting. It's always interesting to see people's feedback. Yeah. Good. So yeah, the discus are looking great. There is a full playlist dedicated to this aquarium. OASE Highline 400 measures 413 litres or 108 US gallons. And it is fitted with two OASE BioMaster 850s. I do still have the inline CO2 fitted, but it isn't actually running at the moment. But I will be transferring the CO2 over to the ScaperLine eventually when I do get to plant that. Even if I do plant it, I might go biotope with no plants. Who knows? Let me know what you think in the comments, as always. So really good filters. I use the supplied media. Some people upgrade it to the Seachem Matrix or different media, but I just use the supplied media. I fit it straight out of the box as it comes, and I find them to be excellent filters. CO2, all the electrics are in there, all my maintenance kit. And that's it for the aquarium. So we've got the discus tank, we've got the Tropica Aquacube here. I mean, we didn't really talk about the scape or the maintenance on this. This is home to some cherry shrimp. And I think I put 3 or 4 in there, and they're started to breed already. You can see a baby there on the top of that rock. We've got a Nubius mini coin in there. This is going to start to be produced by Tropica, full time soon. But I barely touched this. It's really thriving on neglect. I turn the lights on and off manually, so when I'm away from home, the light even doesn't really come on that much. The water changes consist of once the water's evaporated so much that I can't stand it anymore, I do a full-on maintenance session, scrub all of the crystal with appropriate. I use a Denelay Cleanator, and then do a huge water change, and then wait for that process again. So it probably gets 1 water change every month or so. There's no CO2, there's no filter. There's a few floating plants on there, some duckweed and salvinia, I think. A couple of pieces, small tiny pieces of Manton stone here. Some old school ADA fans will remember Manton stone. Just some open sand here, which has been brought forward by the shrimp. Got some soil, which the Eleocharis acicularis hairgrass is planted to in the background. So really low maintenance, but a very meaningful aquarium for me because it was a gift from Holger Windelov, the founder of Tropica, and also it was featured on BBC TV, which is a pretty big deal. BBC is one of the biggest networks around, so that was really cool to get Aquascaping featured on a mainstream TV. And then we have the discus. So that's it, guys. Quick update from the gallery. And Betty here. You say goodbye to everyone. Good girl. Yeah, we love you, don't we? Tommy's upstairs with my wife Emma. I think he's having a little bit of a break. But yeah, there we go, guys. Update from the GFS gallery. Hope you enjoyed it, and let me know. What can you? Oh yeah, let me know what we should put in the ScaperLine 60. You take care. Keep on scaping. Oh, Merry Christmas, everyone! At the time of filming, it is very nearly Christmas, so I wish everyone a healthy, happy, safe Christmas. And what can I say about 2022? A year of peace for everyone. Take care. Keep on scaping. Cheerio.